चल पे
सुबह फिर मियाँ साहब ने 9 बजे तक किया, मैं कि उस टाइम पर
सैलरीज दूसरा ही ले आओ पेन, नहीं चल रहा है, इन सुट दे फिर। वालेकुम सलाम। गिल्ला जी एक ही
बैठ गया सर। बैंक ट्रांसफर
बस
जी सर।
लेट्स स्टार्ट। कोई माइक होना नहीं करता हूँ। Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Yesterday we have introductory discussion on the Arabic language, and I tried to explain to you a few basic things about this great language. I introduced to you that every meaningful word in Arabic is called a kalima. Don't call it kalma. It is kalima. Kalimatun or kalima. There are three types of kalima: noun, verb, and harf. Noun is the name of an object, a person, a place, or the act. And I explained to you, because this is a new concept, which is not in English. In English, we include the infinitives under the verb. We study infinitives to go, to come, to sit, to stand. They come under the heading of verb. But as Arabic is a very methodical language, so Arabs don't study the infinitive under the heading of verb, as it is the name of the act. Hearing, to hear. Seeing, to see. Sitting, to sit. They are all the names of the act of sitting, standing, seeing, and hearing. So they are nouns, not verbs. The definition of the verb is that it is the kalima which tells you about an act taking place or the condition with reference to any of the three tenses, that is, past, present, and future. If there is no, there can be a reference, as we will learn later. There are verbs which refer to two tenses, present and future simultaneously. But there has to be at least one tense in the word which we name as a verb. Third is harf. Harf, as it is the type of a kalima, it is a type of kalima, so it has to be a meaningful word. But despite being meaningful, it's not understandable if it is not used with a noun or verb. And I gave you the examples. In is a meaningful word. On, at, from, to. But if I 100 times say to, you won't understand. I say to the classroom. Now you understand. Similarly, in. You understand the meaning of in, but you cannot understand what I mean to say. When I say in the town, yes, you understand it now. So, harf is a kalima which, despite being meaningful word, is not understandable if it is not used with a noun or a verb. Then I may add one introductory point, just introductory. We'll come to this point later. That is the recognition of a noun. It's not the whole story, but two are certain signs of a noun. One is, in the beginning, you see al, al-bayt, ad-dars, as-sami, al-basir, al-qalam. And the other sign is that whenever you find at the end of a word a tanween. Yesterday we learned what is tanween. When the harakat are duplicated, fatha is duplicated, kasra is duplicated. These are all tanween because at the end they give noon sign. Kitabun, Baitan, Masjidin. So it sounds like this is as it is written, but it sounds like Are you with me? So, where does this N sound kind come from? It comes from this duplicate harakat, the duplicate movement. Similarly, baitan. But remember, this tanween of dhamma is written at the top of an alif. It's written at the top of an alif. So intentionally, at first step, I didn't mention. Most of the cases, 99% cases, in 99% cases, the tanween of fatha is written at the top of an alif at the end of the letter which is carrying tanween. Like here, ba, ya, and ta. Ta was the last letter, but the tanween of ta was put on the top of an alif after ta. Then we have another example. So this also will be pronounced as it is. No, it was baitan. Then masjidin. It will sound. It is sounding like so. Whenever you find alif in the beginning of a word, or you find a tanween at the end of the word, be 100% sure that that word is a noun. Are you with me? Whenever you find an al, Hamza, as I told you yesterday, that Hamza is an alif, at the top of which is there is a harkat, a movement, fatha, kasra, or dhamma, or sukoon. In all these four cases, this is no more alif, this is Hamza. Right? So Hamza followed by a lam which is not moving. A lam which is not moving and it is having spoon on it. So this is the 100% sure sign of a noun. Or the second sign is that whenever you find a tanween at the end of a word, it is tanween on last letter of a word, be 100% sure that it is a noun. It's very important. The first step in Arabic is a student can recognize a noun and verb. This is the first step. You will be amazed to find out that when in Muslim Center of New York, I taught Arabic to a youth course of 4 weeks, in which Ustad Nomari Khan was one of my students. In the last class, I wrote down on the whiteboard, Alif Lam Mim Dalikal Kitabu La Raiba Fi Hudal lil Muttaqin Alladhina Yu'minuna bil Ghaib wa yuqimuna as-salata wa mimma razaqnahum yunfiqun walladhina yu'minuna bima unzila ilayka wa ma unzila min qablik wa bil akhirati hum yuqinun ulaika ala hudan min rabbihim wa ulaika humul muflihun. And one by one, I asked the students to come to the whiteboard and just indicate or sort out the nouns and the verbs and the huruf. Nouns, verbs, and huruf. That is, asma is the plural of ism, and huruf is the plural of harf, and af'al, which is the plural of fail. So, Ustad Noman Ali Khan in that class recognized in these 5 ayat the nouns, the verbs, and the huruf. And I had a sigh of relief that yes, he has picked up Arabic language. Alhamdulillah, my assessment was right, because now, alhamdulillah, he knows much better Arabic than I do. So, the first step is to, when you want to move or learn Arabic methodically, then the first step would be that you are able to recognize in a statement, in a sentence, correctly the noun, the verb, and the harf. Ism, fi'l, and harf. Right? Another important thing which I want to share with you today. First, I may make the revision for the previous lecture, last lecture, because in the comments, some brothers and sisters have requested that I repeat the concept of harakat and the concept of vowels. I told you yesterday whenever you have two consonants and you want to join them, you will always have a problem and a question that in which direction should I move the first letter to? Which direction should I move the first letter to? For example, I gave you the example of a P sound. You have question? Yes? Any questions, sir? Okay. There's a P sound and a T sound. In English, I am giving you the example to give you the clear concept of what the vowels are. You want to move to the T sound, but you don't know where is T lying. T may be lying in front of you. T may be lying under you, or T may be lying above you. Now, which letter will tell you that in which direction you have to move? If it is in this direction, you add A. If it is in this direction, you add U. If it is in this direction, you add I. Before that, in backward direction. So, P at pat, P you to put at P I pit. In Arabic, there is no P. You can say there are two letters, consonants, ba and ta. Now, it is the harakat will tell you that in which direction you have to move. If it is ba, it means you have to move in this direction. If it is fatha, you move forward. If it has got dhamma, you move upward. That means ta is lying here. And if you have kasra, and then the ta is lying here. But, but, and with. Is that clear? Those online, is it clear to you? Another important thing I shared with you, which I knew would be confusing to you, because this confusion has been created by some books which are commonly taught to teach Arabic. And that confusion is that the harakat, that is movements, are confused with Arab. And the other is Arab. Arab means status of a noun. Remember. Status of a noun in an Arabic construction. Status of a noun in an Arabic construction. As we studied yesterday, I, my, and me. I had different status in those three sentences. In the first sentence, my status was nominative, subjective. In the second sentence, my status was possessive. And in the third, my status was objective. So, I used three different pronouns for myself. In the first sentence, I was mentioning myself. In the second, I was mentioning myself. In the third, I was mentioning myself again. But in the first, I mentioned myself with the pronoun I. In the second, I mentioned myself with the pronoun my. And in the third, I mentioned again myself, but with the pronoun me. Right? In the first sentence, I was the subject of the sentence. So, I used nominative form of first person singular pronoun, I. In the second, my position was that I was neither the subject nor the object. My bike broke down. What broke down? My bike, not me, not myself. So my position was secondary, possessive. So I used the possessive case or the possessive form of the pronoun of the first person singular pronoun. In the third sentence, the subject of the sentence was my friend who gave me ride. Ride was given to me. So I used the objective case of the first person singular pronoun, but in all three sentences I was mentioning myself. Only remember one sentence at this stage. Only one sentence. And that is, sometimes, as we will learn later in detail, sometimes the i'rab is indicated. Sometimes the i'rab, or you can say most of the times, i'rab is indicated by the last letter's movement. Right? But that is not the whole story. Movement is not i'rab. For example, I give you an example. Kitabun, kitaban, and kitabin. In this case, the i'rab has been indicated with the dhamma for nominative case, fatha for the objective case, and kasra for the possessive case. But I said most of the nouns or some of the nouns, the indication of i'rab is with the harkat of only last letter. But this word kitab has three letters having movements. Kasra under kaf, fatha above ta, and then the last letter, first two were the same. And the last letter in nominative case was indicated by the dhamma. The objective case was indicated by the fatha, and the possessive case was indicated by the kasra. Is that clear? Those online may also tell me if they are clear now. I'm ready to explain it again. I don't mind. You ask me again and again until you are clear. We are not in a hurry. Should I move forward? Okay. So all the queries about the last lectures are addressed now. What is a definition? What is a definition and what is the purpose of definition? When you define something, the best definition is that it should be inclusive of all the contents and it should not allow any outsider to get in. In Arabic it is called jame. The definition should be jame, comprehensive, and mane, exclusive. Now all the contents should be included into the definition and no outsider should come in, that is excluding the outsiders which are not included there. So when we compare two words, common and definite, common is common to many. Common means common to many. And definite means certain. Definite. When you say a definite word, you cannot be confused at all. This is the best definition. Right? So, an Arabic noun is studied under four headings. An Arabic noun has four characteristics. As I said yesterday, in English sentence, only number of the noun is important to use it in a sentence. Man is coming. Woman is coming. Men are coming. Women are coming. Only the number counts. Gender doesn't count. But in some language, as I gave you the example of Urdu, we have two considerations always. Number and gender. Number and gender. Number and gender. In Arabic, you have four considerations of a noun. Any noun used in Arabic while speaking and while writing. You must have four things in your mind about the noun, only then you can write it down in a sentence correctly. You can understand a noun written Likewise, you can speak a noun in a sentence, or you can hear a noun in a sentence and understand. If you are confused in any of these characters, you might misunderstand. The meanings would change. Sometimes altogether they would change, only because of misunderstanding of one of these characters. The first and the foremost character is whether the noun is definite or it is indefinite. Definite or indefinite. Very important. Very important. So, about any noun being used in Arabic conversation or Arabic written form, you must understand that whether that noun is definite or indefinite. I give you the just example to make you understand why I am stressing it that much. Right? I write down two phrases. Kitabum mubinun. In these two words, both are indefinite. Kitabun is indefinite and mubin is indefinite. Then I have another. Al-kitabu mubinun. In this case, al-kitab is definite and mubin is indefinite. Can you guess what change has taken place? Kitabun mubinun means a clear book. But Al-Kitabu Mubinun means the book is clear. The book is clear. But if we bring both the nouns in definite form, for example, Al-Kitabul Mubinu, Al-Kitabul Mubinu, it means the definite book. Sorry, the clear book. I'm sorry. A clear book. The clear book. Now, this is how the meanings change. Another important point, which should I have mentioned in the first part of the lecture, but note it now. I told you that a noun has two signs. You can find it here. Alif Lam is there. So you are certain that it's a noun. Then Tanween is there. You should be sure that it's a noun. It's a noun. But write it down in in capital letters, in bold words, that the al in the beginning and tanween at the end can never come together in one and the same word. An Arabic word would either have al in the beginning or tanween at the end. And if you make a mistake that you speak al kitabun, it would be a blunder. If you speak al kitabun in front of an Arab, he will curse you that you have spoiled his language. You have spoiled his language, and that means you don't know even the alphabets of Arabic. If you join together al in the beginning of a noun and tanween at the end of the same noun, that means you are not knowing the alphabets of the language. It's so important. Is that clear? So, this is the importance of definite and indefinite noun. In English, they are not important at all. You use a common or indefinite word, or you used a definite word. It doesn't make any difference in the construction of an English sentence. A boy was coming, it's a complete sentence. The boy was coming, it's again a complete sentence. Okay, so first of all, we have the heading. We give the heading. It's not necessary. Any author or any teacher can adopt any terminology. We, for our convenience, call this category of sorting out the definite and indefinite as kind. So, first character of a noun, which we'll study in detail, is the kind of the noun. And as a terminology, in our class, we'll use the kind as sorting out the definite and indefinite form of a noun. Right? Now, let us define indefinite noun. Remember one thing, don't confuse the definite and indefinite noun with common and proper noun in English. In English, we have common noun and proper noun, but it's not that. First of all, I'll say, don't confuse indefinite and definite noun with common and proper noun of English. So it is entirely different. Any noun which is not definite will be treated as indefinite. Any noun which doesn't prove to be definite is indefinite noun. Can you repeat it for me?
Any noun which is not definite will be treated as indefinite.
Indefinite. Any noun which is not definite or which cannot be proved to be definite. The proofs of being definite, we'll study it now, but as a definition of an indefinite noun, any noun which is not definite is an indefinite noun. Any noun which is not definite is an indefinite noun. Right? Now, the other is definite noun. There are 7 types of definite noun. Now, this statement you would understand now that there are 7 types of a definite noun, or in 7 cases a noun would become definite. In 7 situations, a noun will be treated as a definite noun. And what are those conditions? Number 1 is proper noun. What is a proper noun? In English, the sign of a proper noun is that it always starts with the capital letter. City. There are many cities: Faisalabad, Lahore, Karachi, London, New York, Istanbul, Paris, Moscow, Beijing. These are all towns, cities. But when you name them, they become proper nouns, and proper noun is a type of definite noun. So, proper noun. What did you say? Say it again, please.
Is the definite noun which you're teaching is according to English or according to Arabic? Because it is being included.
According to English, it's included, or according to Arabic?
No. In English, the proper noun is the first type of definite noun in Arabic. The proper noun of English is the first type of definite noun in Arabic. Arabic doesn't end here. Definite noun doesn't end here. It is the starting point of definite noun. So, city is a common noun. But Faisalabad, Lahore, New York, London, Paris, Moscow, and any other which you name is a proper noun. Abdus Samie is a proper noun. Right? Usman is a proper noun. So, man is a common noun. But all 5 persons sitting here, we are men, but each one of us has his proper noun, proper name, and that is a definite noun in Arabic. Right? Number 2. Now, the Arabic terminology for this is alam. Alam, not ilm. Alam. In the plural is a'lam. Flag is also called alam. Flag of Pakistan, flag of United States, flag of Britain, flag of India, flag of Iran. This flag is also called alam. And flag of a country is definite. It's not indefinite. Country is indefinite, but the name of the country is definite because that is a proper noun. So, in Arabic, the proper noun is called alam. And the plural is a'lam. Alamun, a'lamun. The second category of the definite noun is mu'arraf bil lam. Write down first. Mu'arraf bil lam. Any indefinite noun with the prefix of al in the beginning becomes a definite noun. I'll explain to you. Any indefinite noun with a prefix of al becomes a definite noun, and what change it brings? Number one, if it was having, kitabun was having a tanween at the end, but when you add al to it, its tanween will disappear. Al kitabu. What change in meaning it brings? Remember, al is parallel to be in English. Al means the. Kitabun, a book. Al kitabu, the book. Kitabun, a book. Al kitabu, the book. Baitun, house. Al baitu, the house. Rajul means man, male. Male, man is called in Arabic rajulun. Ar rajulu, the man. And just for your vocabulary, this was a man, male. And ar rajulu, the man. Plural of rajul is ar rijalu. Ar rijalu. I'll explain to this why is there tashdeed on it. First of all, you must know what is tashdeed. Tashdeed. Tashdeed means same letter being pronounced two times. Whenever a letter comes in Arabic two times in the same word together, while the first one is sakin. For example, yeah, very good. No, but ar Rabbo is not there. Say some other word. Takabbur. Okay, you can write down. Takabbur, which means arrogance. Takabbur is arrogance. But just split this word into letters. This is basically ta, kaf, and then ba, again ba, and then whenever one and the same letter comes twice, comes together two times in the same word, then instead of writing the same letters two times, tashdeed is used. In the case of tashdeed, the it has two bars, ba and ba again and again, but the first one has to be sakin, stationary, and the other one should have the harakat. Or it can be fatha or kasra. But if the situation is otherwise, then this tashdeed will not be used. I don't have example in my mind whenever I recall. Yes. Madadun. Now in this case, because the first letter is moving, tashdeed cannot be used. But if it is now it can be reduced to madda. This is madda. Now it can be written like this also. Now, the use of alif lam in the beginning. It has many implications which are very necessary to understand. The first implication of alif lam is that every now and then you read in the Quran that lam is being pronounced and it's not being pronounced. The typical example is Arabic of sun is shams. Al shamsu wal qamaru. Sorry. Now add to your vocabulary. The sun is ash-shamsu and the moon is al-qamaru. Now they both have al in the beginning. But you find in the Quran, ash-shamsu wal-qamaru bi-husbanin. Ash-shamsu like this. Ash-shamsu wal qamaru. Here the lam has been pronounced, but in this case, lam has not been pronounced. It is the idiom and practice of the Arabs. And the mother tongue cannot be challenged by those who don't speak that language. Arabs use like this. Arabs use them like this. So if you want to learn Arabic, you must follow the Arabs. You know, one gentleman who topped in Masters of English, and he went to Britain, and some Englishman was speaking, and he said, no, no, it should be like this. He said, but my mother says like this. Though tongue is mother tongue. Whatever the mother says is the tongue, is the language. And what the rules say, it's not a language. So language is mother language, mother tongue. So Arabs use like this. Half of the alphabets, in case of half of the alphabets, Arabs used pronounce lam in the beginning of the noun of al. Lam of al, they pronounce in half of the letters. And they don't pronounce lam in half of the letters. What do I mean with the letters? You know, my name is actually this is Abdus Samie. But I spell it as I pronounce it. Because in the Arabic idiom, Abdus Samie cannot be pronounced as Abdul Samie. Though in writing the lam will be there. But in pronunciation it is not there. So, if you recite Quran regularly, it's very interesting. If you recite the Quran regularly, you won't make any mistake at all. When I ask you if whether the lam is pronounced before this letter or it is not pronounced, you will give me correct answers. So, we can sort them out as these two words of the same category. Ash-Shamsu, the sun, Wal-Qamaru, the moon. So both are the planets. But in Arabic idiom, Al-Shamsu is Ash-Shamsu and Al-Qamaru is Al-Qamaru. So they have been named as Shamsi and Qamari. Actually, this is according to the first letter of the common noun, because al is added to a common noun, to an indefinite noun. I said common noun. Al is added to an indefinite noun, so the first letter of the indefinite noun would decide whether the lam will be pronounced or the first letter will appear as tashdeed. Actually, tashdeed was not there on Shamsu. But according to the idiom, it is not pronounced as Al-Shamsu, it is pronounced as Ash-Shamsu. So let us sort out which huruf allow the lam to be pronounced and which don't allow lam to be pronounced. So the heading is Al-Huruf Shamsiyah. And Al-Huruf Al-Qamariyah. Al-Huruf Shamsiyah, which don't allow the lam to be pronounced before them, and the al-huruf al-qamariya, they allow the lam to be pronounced. Al-huruf al-shamsiya and al-huruf al-qamariya. We start from alif. Now it will not be alif because there will be harakat on it, so it will call hamza. But for all practical purpose, we call it alif because it appears on number 1. Now you have to tell me from the example of Quran, with the example of Quran, whether lam will be pronounced or not. Alif. Think about the example. In Allah Almighty's names, if you remember them, you have all the examples there. No. Alif. Al-Ahadu. Al-Ahadu, that means alif is Qamariya. Then Ba. Al-Bari. Huwallahul Khaliqul Bariyul. So Ba, again lam is being pronounced. Ta. At-Tawbah. So it is Shamsiya because Ta is having tashdeed and lam is not being pronounced. Ta. As-Samar. Shamsiya. Jim. Al-Jihadu fi sabilillah. So lam is being pronounced. So Jim will come here. Ha. Allahu la ilaha illahu al-hayyul qayyum. So al-hayy, ha allows lam to be pronounced. Kha. Al-khair. Lam is being pronounced. Dal. Ad-dunya. Ad-dunya. Lam is not being pronounced. So dal will fall here. Zal. Ad-dhikru. So zal also again here. Ra. Ar-Rahmanu. Za. Az-Zakah. Excellent. Seen. As-Sami'u. As I gave you the example of my own name. As-Sami'u. So seen also falls here. Sheenu. Ash-Shaytanu. Ash-Shamsu. Very good. Sad. As-Samadu. As-Salatu. Dwad. Walad dallin. Walal dallin, no. Walad dallin. Ad-dalalatu. Ta. At-Tariq. Was-samai wat-Tariq. Huwal awwalu wal akhiru was zahiru wal batin. Not wal zahiru. Was zahiru wal batin. Ain. Al-ainu. Lam is being pronounced. Al-ghaibu, alimul ghaibi wa shahada. It's allowing lam to be pronounced. Fa, wal fajri wal ayalin. So it's allowing fa, wal qamar. Kaf, al kafiru, al kitabu. Okay. Lam, al-lamu, it is written and pronounced, but you can pronounce the first or the last, but practically in the Quran, tashdeed is written on it. Wal-layli idha yakhsha. So, it will be categorized here. Meme, al-maghdubi alayhim. So, lam is being pronounced. Meme you can write like this, or you can write like this too. Follow my hand. Draw a line here, go there and there. This is meme. Easy to write. Otherwise, you will do it like this. It will not be good. So, meme is on Kamariya side. Noon. An-nasihatu. Here. Wow. Al-wahidu. Ha. Like ha, this will also come here. Oh, that is ha. Al-hadi. Ab ye, do you share this? Okay, thank you. Ha. And then Hamza, we have counted there. So, sorry here. And then ya. Al-yawma akmaltu lakum deenakum. So, let us revise the Alif Lam. Another important thing to remember about this Alif Lam is that actually it is Lam with sukoon only. I defined it as an Arabic terminology, mu'arraf bil lam, not with alif lam. But a letter with sukoon in the beginning cannot be pronounced. As I gave you the example that your handbrake is on and then you accelerate your car. What will happen? But it can't move. So, whenever the first letter of a noun or a word is sakin, stationary, now to pronounce that, you have to add something to make it movable. To pronounce it, rather I should say, not movable, to pronounce it. In English, I give you the example. Whenever there are two consonants together in English, in an English word, you resolve it in two ways. Number one, for example, first keep in mind the examples. What is this? Knife. Why not knife? The problem was there were two consonants together and To make it easy, they made the first letter silent as if it was not there. Easy to pronounce knife. Pneumonia. What are the spellings of pneumonia? Pneumonia. But you don't pronounce as pneumonia. You pronounce as pneumonia. Right? Some words only the British can pronounce. An Englishman can pronounce school. Because a man of Midland, England, he speaks only with this much. He doesn't open the full mouth. American, they speak with full mouth. But an Englishman speaks with only this much of mouth. So with that, they pronounce school. 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 But in some cases, they also add A in the beginning, I in the beginning, any vowel. For example, special. Again, two consonants are in the beginning. So, carefully they will spell special. But they better say especially. When they especially, they will call it especially. What is this E in the beginning? The vowel in the beginning to ease the pronunciation of specially. It becomes especially. The same way, basically this is lam with sukoon in the beginning of a word, but to ease its pronunciation, a hamza is added in the beginning. Because this is only to pronounce. If you have a letter before that, which can join lam, then this hamza will be written there, alif will be written there, but not pronounced. For example, Allahu. You have to say and Allah. And in Arabic is wa. Now, when you have this fatha at waw, it can join with lam. It will become wallahu. Wallahu ghafurur rahim. Al baytu fil bayti. You have fi in the beginning. Now this fa having a kasra will join this lam directly to make it fil bayti. Another important thing to remember that is not related with today's subject, but an important thing to remember. Again and again I'll point it out, but today I am just opening it to you, disclosing it to you, that in Arabic, the normal form of a noun is nominative. In Arabic, the normal basic form of a noun is nominative. It is some addition, some factor which will move it to nasab or jar form, objective or possessive form, but normally whenever you use a single word without any combination, it will always be mentioned in nominative form. Allahu, Ar-Rasulu, Muhammadun, Abdus Samie, right? Salimun, Hasibun. But when I have to say for Hasib, then I have to add a letter before, a harf before that, and I have to say li Hasibin. But single noun, mufrid, that will always be in the nominative form. There must be a reason to move a noun to a possessive or objective case. If the reason is not mentioned there, we have to assume, because without any reason, a noun cannot move to the nasab or jar form, the possessive or objective form. This is a basic lesson. If you don't keep that in mind, you will always be confused. Sometimes you see in the Quran, you know the meanings of the individual words. But in the translation you find, oh, there are additional words. How that translation comes from? Where that translation comes from, the interpreter, the translator, watches carefully. Oh, this is nasab form. Okay, but there is no word around which is causing the nasab form. He will assume and then translate according to that. I'm just introducing this subject to you, but I don't give the Arabic examples to you because you are not familiar with Arabic. But this again is a point which you must write in your notebook in bold letters, capital letters, that the normal, basic, primary form of a noun is nominative, which in Arabic is called Rafa form. We'll study all this later on, but this is an important point to remember. You know, when I say write it down in capital letters or bold letters, it means there should be some page in your notebook where important thing you write them down. So one important thing we must write down, and you should again and again go through them so that they become engraved into your mind. Again I say, the normal, the primary, the basic form of a noun in Arabic is nominative. Form of Rafa. Nominative form. There must be a reason. If a noun appears in a sentence or an Arabic construction in nasab or jar form, possessive or objective form, there must be a reason. If you recognize that reason, yes, you will be able to translate correctly. Or if it is not clearly mentioned there, you have to assume this. It means that there was this word which is assumed there, as in every language. When we load that language, we always don't speak the full sentences. Okay? So, this is the second type of the definite noun. First type of the definite noun is proper noun. Alam. Plural alam. Second type of the definite nouns is mu'arraf bil lam. Mu'arraf bil lam means an indefinite made definite with the help of al in the beginning. And that I have explained to you. Basically this is lam with sukoon. But again, lam with sukoon cannot be pronounced, so you say al. But it's only useful when there is no letter before that in the construction, in the sentence, to join with the lam with sukoon. Then this alif is pronounced as hamza, Otherwise, it is written there but not pronounced. Now, the third. I assume it's clear. When I ask you in the camera, it means that I am addressing the students online. So they immediately should speak out and tell us again. Please explain.
Doctor, please add an Arabic touch to it, just as some people add Islamic flavor to their speech. Just as definite ism alpha, nakira. Add an Arabic touch to it, just as some people add an Islamic flavor to their speech.
Yeah, I am avoiding the Arabic terminology. First of all, I am just introducing you the concept. You have used the right word. The definite means al-marafa and indefinite means an-nakira. You understand my point? But why I am not using these words? I am using definite and indefinite so that you don't confuse it with English common noun and proper noun. Alhamdulillah, I am teaching Arabic since 1977. So, my experience tells which expression to be spoken or which expression is to be avoided. All this you will learn, but at proper time. As I said yesterday, my main focus and primary focus will be on concepts. Right? If your concept is clear, then no problem if you take a few days to learn the Arabic terminology. We have 6 weeks to learn all, but at present I am intentionally using these words so that your concepts are clear. Again, I should tell you in another way. Proper noun is the kind of definite noun. Proper noun is the kind of al-marafa. Not the whole story. I'm not using those words intentionally so that you don't get confused. Now we move to the third category. Four characters of a noun. The first character was the type or kind of noun. In this heading, we have two kinds of a noun, or two types of a noun. One is marafa, the other is nakira. Ma'rafa, not marifa. Ma'rafa and not nakira. This is ma'rafatun, to pronounce as ma'rafa, and this is nakiratun, to be pronounced as nakira. Ma'rafa is definite. And nakira is indefinite. Definite and indefinite. Then the definition of indefinite was any noun which is not definite is indefinite. Very simple definition. Any noun which is not definite is indefinite. The next question, which noun is definite? Then there are 7 types of ma'rifa or definite nouns. The first, alam, proper noun. Second, mu'arraf bil lam. Third, all the demonstrative nouns. Asmaul ishara. Just write it down in your notes, but remember the English word. Demonstrative nouns. Demonstrative nouns. What is demonstrative noun? This, that. Why it is a definite noun? Nothing is illogical in Arabic. Because when I say this, it means this, not that. When I say that, it means that, not this. So it's a definite noun. So all the forms of definite nouns, this, that, those, these, all these are demonstrative nouns. As I said yesterday, in English culture, the sex segregation is not there, or very little. So, this is for masculine, this is for feminine. That is for masculine, that is for feminine. Feminine. So, all the demonstrative nouns, I said nouns, not noun. There are many. In English, you have this, these, that, and those. But in Arabic, there are many. But when we'll study that in detail, inshallah, I'll tell you that what are the asma'ul ishara, demonstrative nouns.
Is there why are we using masculine for male and feminine for female?
No. Masculine doesn't mean male. Remember, I'll come to when I teach you the subject of gender. I'll tell you the difference between male and masculine, and female and feminine. At present, just follow me. Inshallah, that will be easy for you. You might have learnt Arabic a lot, but I believe there may be many others who are first time trying to learn Arabic. So keep those in mind and have a consideration for them also. So the time is over. Tomorrow, inshallah, we'll first of all. Yes, sir.
Doctor, the letters of Kamariya are combined to form a line. I read it in a Urdu book, but now I don't know whether it is correct or incorrect. The remaining will be Haruf Shamsiya. The line was Abdul Hajjata Basas Hakima. These letters will be Haruf Kamariya, and the remaining will be Haruf Shamsiya. I read it in Urdu book. I don't know whether it is correct or incorrect. Abdul Hajjata Basas Hakima.
What is it?
एक लाइन होती है कि इसमें सारे शब्द इकट्ठे कर दिए गए हैं हमारे ग्रुप
If I better remember.
Yes, you can. These are when we have any line, any author has written that line, yes, you can get benefit of that, no doubt. You can memorize them with that, inshallah. It will be easy for you. But actually, in this class, we are sure that there are many who don't know Urdu. So, we'll stick to English, Only sometimes I may give you the example for the sake of understanding. As I said yesterday, ladka aaya, ladki aayi, ladke aaye, ladkiyan aayi. So just to tell you that in English, there's only one consideration of a noun, whether it is singular or plural in usage. Right? And English is very interesting. In collective nouns, army is coming and police are coming. But since, as I said, the language belongs to those who speak that language, we have to follow. We'll say police are coming and army is coming. That's it. So tomorrow, inshallah, first of all, we'll study the demonstrative nouns. And I have gone through your questions in the mail you have sent. Brother Hasib has helped me to make me aware of all of them. Inshallah, again, I will read your concerns and inshallah, I'll try to address them in the next class. Akhiru dawana alhamdulillah rabbil alamin. Thank you very much.